In the Mormon Church, they believe in something called the spirit of discernment. It's a sort of internal morality detector where you can learn if someone is lying, if someone is abusive, if someone is acting out sexually, or if someone needs help, and many other things. I'll let Elder Bednar, a Mormon apostle, explain it in his own words.
The spiritual gift of discernment is the ability to see not just with natural eyes, but with spiritual eyes. To hear not just with natural ears, but with spiritual ears. And what discernment ultimately means is not just recognizing between good and bad, but discernment is the capacity, the spiritual gift to see the good in someone else that individual perhaps has not recognized. And it's also the ability to help them develop it. There are times when people are silent and they're screaming, but you can only hear that if you have the gift of discernment.
And years earlier, Elder Bednar elaborated on this gift.
First, I mentioned the gift of discernment, embodying the power to discriminate between right and wrong. I believe that this gift, when highly developed, arises largely out of an acute sensitivity to impressions, spiritual impressions, if you will, to read under the surface, as it were, to detect hidden evil, and more importantly, to find the good that may be concealed. The highest type of discernment is that which perceives in others and uncovers for them their better natures, the good inherent within them.
So it's the power to discriminate between right and wrong, it's the power to detect hidden evil or hidden errors in ourselves, and it's the power to find the good concealed in others and in ourselves. Well, a few weeks ago, a story broke of a woman who had been abused by her father, John Goodrich, who served as a Mormon bishop for 5 years, from 1999 to 2004. And recordings have been leaked to the media of John Goodrich confessing a lot of his abusive behaviors. There's one recording that I wanted to share that's only 19 seconds long. To precursor this audio clip, John Goodrich is expressing his feelings of being aroused when he's around his 9-year-old child.
There was an accident, I was aroused, and talked to her about that, and that's the end of the story. It was just, period. I think that's happened to everybody, maybe to some degree. Every guy has some degree of some way, and you say, but that's history, move on, don't do that again.
In case you couldn't hear it, John Goodrich said, "It was an accident, I was aroused, and I talked to her about it, and that was the end of the story." I think that's happened to everybody, maybe to some degree, every guy in some degree, in some way. What this former Mormon bishop is confessing is that it's very normal for him to have thoughts. And of course, John Goodrich says that was the end of the story, but we know from his daughter's testimony that it wasn't. Nor was she the only one that he abused. My question is, and it's the same question that's been asked in nearly every abuse case in the church, is where's the spirit of discernment? I don't see how any member of the church can learn of this type of thing, of men who regularly have sexual thoughts towards children being called as a bishop, and still believe in the spirit of discernment. The spirit of discernment does not exist. Period.